verse 19, Ulladhu Naarpadhu, 40 verses on reality given to us by Sri Ramana Maharshi. விதிமதி மூல விவேகம் இலார்க்கே விதிமதி வெல்லும் விவாதம் விதிமதியற்கு ஒரு முதலாம் தன்னை உணர்ந்தார் அவை தணர்ந்தார் சார்வரோ பின்னும் அவை சாற்று. In this verse, Sri Bhagavan talks about destiny and free will. விதிமதி மூல விவேகம் இலார்க்கே விதிமதி வெல்லும் விவாதம். He brings in vivekam. Vivekam is nothing but discrimination. Discrimination in the sense of separating two things: heat, cold, light, darkness, man, woman. What is called opposites. He says the question of free will or destiny is applicable to only those people who don't have the discrimination of seeing what is self and what is non-self. Simple. Again, he is coming to the same point. If we say we are the body, yes, then these questions are there very much. Free will and destiny. But if you do inquiry, self-inquiry, and you establish yourself in your true nature, which is Brahman, then he says the person who is established in his true nature has destroyed his ego, and hence he has destroyed both free will and destiny. In fact, in the coming next two verses, he is going to say that you are not apart from God. You are yourself God. That's what Advaita Vedanta is all about, right? This is not a devotional path, which says dualistic path, which says I am separate and God is separate. Advaita Vedanta is too bold for our standards. It is to start with, it is definitely difficult to digest. But again, these yogis or rishis or munis, they have not spoken anything from their imagination. They have not said anything from their imagination, or they have not written a poetry for the sake of aesthetics. Of course, they have given it in the form of poetry, but all are just descriptive language. They say, these are fingers, yes. These are eyes, yes. This is nose, yes. The same way Tattvamasi, that thou art. You are Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. So, Vidimadi Moola Vivekam Ilarke, Vidimadi Vellum Vivadam, Vidimadiyat Kor Mudalam Tanne Unarandar, Avaidanandar, Sarvaru Pinnum Avai Satru. Once you realize your true nature, these things, these questions are removed, free will and destiny. Because you are beyond that. Only if you are bound to this body can you be subject to this phenomenon of free will and destiny. For if you become that vast, infinite existence, consciousness, bliss, that omniscience, omnipresence and omnipotence, where is the question of anybody binding you or me to free will or destiny? Yeah, absolutely radical. But that seems to be the only truth. At his age 68, Sri Bhagavan wrote, without mixing it with any kind of dualistic tones, overtones or undertones or whatever. Straight away he wrote 5 songs, verses at his age 68, where Sri Bhagavan spoke only Advaita. He said, Epodum Ulladhu Aveganma Vastuve. That is the final word. What always exists is only that one Atma. So, in that Atma, as we already said, a temporary order is created called the universe. And in this temporary order, this body and your body is a tiny dot, which is subject to birth, sustenance and then death. Whereas Brahman never dies. It is that which underlies, it is the substratum of the entire universe. That's all. Because Viveka is said to be the first qualification for a person who enters non-duality. Separate first of all, left hand, right hand. First separate. Because self, non-self. Awareness, object of awareness. What is called Drik and Drishya. Drishya is that which is seen, experienced, which includes the body, mind, the world and the universe. Whatever be of the nature of matter, material, it is subject to birth, sustenance and death, and hence it is rejected. Only the Drik is real, they say. Drik is the seer. Not the seer who sees things through the eyes. That is the mind. That is called Chidabhasa. That is called the reflected light. The original light is the Brahman. It is because of Brahman that the whole universe happens. Very simple. But as Shankara says, although everything is happening in the universe, everything appears in the universe, everything exists in the universe because of Brahman, Brahman is not experienced through the mind or the five senses. The way I see this camera, I cannot see Atma. Although Atma pervades the camera and my eyes and my mind, my intellect, everything is pervaded by this Atma. But Shankara says, and Sri Bhagavan has also translated that song into Tamil, that Tungamam Buddhiyileye Polivum Nilal Socchamam Mattuvir Tondrum Mahe. Anma is experienced only in the keen intellect. The way objects are reflected on a shiny surface, like a mirror, the same way our Brahman nature is revealed to our subtlemost intellect. So this is why the journey is called inward journey. Outward journey is acquiring some domain knowledge, some language, some information technology knowledge or artificial intelligence knowledge. Whatever you gather by studying, by experimenting, this is called going outward. Switch off that machine called mind, that is going inward. How will you switch off? Every time a thought arises, inquire to whom is this thought. The answer would come from your mind to me. What is that me? What is that I? Which is the birthplace of that I? Somewhere it must be born, right? If a baby is born, there is a womb of the mother. The same way, thought is born, I am the body sense is born because there is a person within quote who gives birth to this. Who is that person? There is somebody lurking inside you, hiding inside you and me. Who is he? What is his business? What is your relationship with him? You know your relationship with your ego, what is called as bodily sense of I. I know my relationship with this body, this bodily sense of I. Somebody keeps pushing the thoughts up all the time into my awareness, saying, hey, you are the body. Hey, this is your life situation. Oh, these are your concerns. This is your work situation. This is your social situation. This is your monetary position. And the ego makes you think constantly about various details of your life. And we remain arrested and jailed in that sense of I, bodily sense of I. And Jnani says, you are not that. Question that. It is like the moonlight, it is said. The psychological sense of I, bodily sense of I is like the moon. It doesn't have original light. It borrows light from something else. The way the moon borrows light from the sun, reflected consciousness borrows light from original consciousness. Where is it? Everywhere. Everywhere means this body, yes, body inside body also. Why do I not know it? The screen, the veil. Something pops up in between and stands in between you and your true nature, stands in between me and my true nature. It veils. It looks like a great conspiracy engineering. I think as already we discussed, Swami Vivekananda called it hypnotization and dehypnotization. It occurred to me that it is a fooling and defooling mechanism. Why should Brahman first of all appear as the universe, as so many individuals, and why should it identify itself with the body, suffer, and again why should it apply its intellect, study Vedanta, and then come back to its original nature? That is why they call it Leela. The whole phenomenon of existence of the universe is called Leela, is nothing but play, game. But it is a game only for the enlightened. For the unenlightened, it is a jail. It is a place of suffering. So, whatever be the number of verses we learn, whatever be the number of years we spend in studying Advaita Vedanta, it will all boil down to one only. Who are you? Find out your true nature. You say I, right? Find out your true nature. That's what Bhagavan would say. Which is that is functioning as this entire universe? Which is it that is functioning as this body mind? This I we say psychological sense of I. Which is it that is functioning as the psychological sense of I? Through mind we can do vicharam, and through vicharam we make the very same mind subside. So we are using the mind to kill the mind, so to say. There is nothing wrong. This is how it has to work. For the first time, if somebody hears Advaita Vedanta, he has to hear it through his senses and he has to hear it through his mind only, intellect only. Then we process. And in the process of doing Shravanam Mananam, listening and then reflecting over, our ego goes on subsiding. The convergent mind goes on, divergent mind goes on converging. At one point, it subsides fully and Atma shines forth effortlessly. Atma is not created, it is not manufactured. It is already there, shining forth all the time. So, Vidhimati, yes, we are made to think about free will and destiny. But if we find our true nature, we will transcend that. And Sri Bhagavan uses the word Tanarnda, which means they are removed or destroyed. And Sarvaro Pindum away. He is asking, will that person who has realized his true nature, will he ever be again subject to free will or destiny? He is asking. No. Sarvaro Pindum away Satru. No. Impossible. So, we need to find out our true nature. We need to, because there is no escape. The system does not allow any other possibility. Let us think about it.